Auditions are scary. Auditions can feel so overwhelming. Trust me, I know. It can feel like everything you've trained for, every lesson, every exercise you've ever done has led up to this moment where you're in this class, there's a panel watching, and every plie, every arm position, every pirouette counts. And it's no wonder that we put so much pressure and weight on this situation. So, in this video, let's dissect exactly what we can do to make your audition that you're about to do the best audition yet, with these 5 steps. And let's see the difference, what a successful dancer thinks about and what maybe a nervous one thinks about, and how we can change how you think about the audition scenario. It's all about the mindset of the audition. And with these strategies, I'm sure you're going to walk in there much more confidently. So let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Isabella. I'm the founder of BWI. I have an online platform where we help dancers worldwide as well as intensives. I'm a graduate of the Veganova Academy, and I'm sharing with you all my tips and expertise that I've taken with my training and career. Tip number 1, first impressions are everything and super important. So when you walk into that room of the audition, the people are seeing you for the first time. They're going to judge you to a certain degree on how you present yourself. So how you present yourself is very important, whether you walk in neat and tidy, wearing exactly what they've asked you to wear. So it might be, usually speaking, a dark colored leotard, if not black, pink tights. You should have your hair nice and neat. Whereas if you walk in having not paid attention to what they've asked on the application, and with your hair slightly in a mess, and maybe bright colored nail polish, all of these things, it's going to show a little bit of lack of care, a lack of attention to detail. And ultimately those things tend to translate then into your dancing. You'll be surprised. Whereas if you turn up really nice and neat and tidy and looking professional, it's more likely that they will take you more seriously from their first impression in the first place. So it's really key that you pay attention to how you're supposed to look and how they would like you to look in terms of your attire, and then walk in there nice and confident and professional. Apart from anything else, you may be wondering why they want us to wear just like simple stuff. It's because they don't want any distractions. They want to see, to a certain degree, a blank canvas and to see what they can do with their potential. It's kind of like when a model goes to a casting call. They don't want you with loads of makeup on. They really want to see what they can do with you and your face and your body. So it's there for a reason. Dress as they would like you to, have your hair nice and neat and tidy, and then you'll feel really good for the audition ahead. Tip number 2, confidence in the exercises and show your personality. So it's really important you treat the audition like a performance. And every exercise you do, even if you're not so confident in some of the exercises, let's say adage isn't your forte, don't try to be the dancer in front of you, for example. Let's say you don't have legs at 180 degrees, but the dancer in front does. Don't try to be that dancer all of a sudden on this new day where you're in this audition trying to get your legs up, distorting your line. It's really important to just do everything as cleanly as possible and showing that nice performance quality. One thing that I really noticed from auditioning for the Royal Ballet School, for example, is the panel really responds to seeing your keenness of being there, seeing that you actually want to be there and showing that you want to learn. Just remember, especially if you're very young, 11, 12, they're not looking for a finished product. They're looking for someone they can work with who has the bare foundation set well. So for example, if you do have the legs really high and everything's distorted, or you're forcing your turn out and you're rolling and everything, it's likely they will see that as, oh, I've got a lot of work to do to make this dancer have proper foundations again. Whereas if you do things cleanly and beautifully and confidently, even if you do 2 pirouettes instead of 3 in that moment, they'll respond to that and say, okay, she's clean, there's potential there, I can work with this and I can make this dancer into something. And that has more value than trying to be a level that we're not right now. So stay confident. Each exercise give a different mood as well. Show your diversity. Jeté, we do really confident. Adage, show that nice soulfulness in the movement. And that will also show that you have diversity already from this young age of your response to the music and your understanding of the mood of the exercise, which will really impress them. So when you go to the bar, Remember, the panel doesn't want to see a nervous dancer. They don't want to see your eyes darting back and forth or you're worried to be there. Just remember, they're not looking for that finished ballerina product yet. So make sure you do everything with intention. The focus of the eyes will be really important, and that shows a lot of confidence. So when you turn your head and you're looking, really secure your eyes in a direction rather than having this worried look and moving the eyes around, checking out the other dancers. None of that matters. We focus on ourselves in this moment. Tip 3, show clean technique over tricks. So, similar to the last tip, but remember, when you're doing things such as pirouettes, for example, unless you feel confident and secure, now's not the time in an audition to experiment with your skills. You want to show assurance and assertiveness in your combinations. So don't worry about if you see a dancer in front doing 5 pirouettes on point, but you've never done that before. Stick to your usual 2 or 3 and do it really beautifully clean. Remember, sometimes there's more value in even how you get in and out of movements, the in-between steps, the quality of your arms. Because we're not hiring or taking on dancers into schools to be Olympic gymnasts or Olympic sportsmen who have to do a load of tricks to get some points. It is an art form, remember, and they're looking for that star quality. Any star ballerina that you see on stage, remember, are they known for their 5, 6 pirouettes? The answer is no. Maybe they're capable of it, but that's not why we love them. And so these top schools are looking for certain things. It's different to the usual ballet competitions that you maybe see all over social media, where it seems like tricks are the thing that gets the most applause. These top schools are actually really trying to dial back this kind of trend and focus on what's important, which is the quality of their movements. So in the audition, focus on that and they will be very impressed. Tip number 4, adaptability and taking corrections quickly. So in an audition scenario, the teacher who's teaching the audition class may be instructed to test the students that are seemingly capable. Maybe she will give you some corrections. Maybe the panel will say, oh, give that dancer a correction to see how you listen and to see how you respond. Because the mark of a really good student is to be able to take correction and critique very quickly and apply it straight away. So in schools, for example, we're very much expected to hear a correction, apply it, and not have that same mistake again. And whilst, yes, some corrections take longer to apply, we're really trying to nail it within 2 times of being reminded. But within an audition class, if you do get critique, that doesn't mean you're bad, that doesn't mean you're failing, or that you've done something wrong. It may be that they like you and they want to see how you respond to their correction, how you respond to their critique, because that's how they will be working with you when you go into the school scenario, and they just want to see what kind of student you are, whether you can take it on board and apply straight away. So don't shy away from the corrections that they may give. Look at them confidently, take it on board, and then show them that you've applied it, especially if there's another set of that exercise coming up afterwards. And then again, they'll be like, good, there's potential there, because although there's stuff to work on with this student, I can see that they listen and that they can apply it straight away, which bodes well for if we took them into our school. So that's a really key thing to think about. Tip number 5, how you end the combination and the audition matters. So most dancers focus on the extended pose or just the combination, whether it's a pirouette, diagonal, they focus on just the exercise itself, and they don't think about the beginning stance, holding the pose, heel down at the back, and then also the end pose. What often happens is we finish and we run off. So you don't have that strong finish to the combination. So even if it's just for a millisecond, hold it. Look out to the audience or the fake audience. If you're in a studio, look out and then walk off confidently afterwards rather than scuttling away. Because then it just is very attractive to the audience and to the panel. When you stand confident, when you dance confident, finish confident, the people feel good watching you. They think, good. And they are drawn into and attracted to your confidence. And so they're more likely to pay attention to you for the future exercises as well. And their eye is more likely to be drawn to you throughout the rest of the audition. And when you leave the audition class, Don't walk out of there with your shoulders rounded. Even if you felt like you didn't do such a good job, keep your shoulders back and walk out very confidently. When I was at the Royal Ballet School the second time, because I didn't get in the first time, unfortunately, I didn't do as well, super well. I left my toe pads at home for the point section. So I did the whole point section with nothing in my shoes because I forgot them. And needless to say, I was wincing every time I went on point, and it wasn't pretty. So the second time I was much more confident. But I remember a very specific moment. I did the audition very well, strong, everything clean. I definitely wasn't a high standard yet. But as I was walking out, I turned around to the panel and I just looked confidently because I knew I'd done a good job, or I decided beforehand I was going to do a good job. And then the director of the Royal Ballet School looked and just went and nodded like this. And I returned and went, and I just knew. I knew that I'd gotten in that year before I'd even been officially accepted. And it's really the vibe you're giving off. What you give and the energy you give out will attract what you want in return. But mentally, I'd already decided that I was going to get accepted that year. And I think you need to not only practice the steps that you're going to practice for the audition, but you also need to prepare yourself mentally and get yourself in that very strong, confident mindset of, I deserve this, this is going to happen for me, I'm very capable, I have potential, and I'm going to show them what's unique about me. And I wish you the best of luck for your auditions coming up. I hope you found this helpful. If you're looking for more tips, check out my podcast, A Dancer's Mindset, as well as my platform, balletwithisabella.com, for many training strategies and classes and courses to help you get there. I will see you guys very soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.